Hello, everybody. Good evening. It is I, the Beast, and welcome to Storytime with the Beast. And yes, we got our Christmas background up here as well. And of course, I'm in my winter apparel. My scarf is on, and the rose is decorated for the Christmas season. And of course, my special guest is Rudolph.
Hi, Beast. How you been?
Oh, I've been doing very well, thank you.
So, what's tonight's story we're going to be reading?
Well, tonight's story is going to be in this book. It's called The Treasury of Christmas Tales.
And is there a story about me in there?
Well, as a matter of fact, there is. It's called Rudolph's Adventure.
Ooh, this sounds really interesting.
Okay, so let the story begin. It was Christmas Eve in Reindeer Land. All the little reindeer were excited because Santa Claus would visit that very night. A blanket of new snow covered the ground. The young reindeer were skating and sledding and building snowmen. What fun to play in the winter snow. Fun for all that is except one little reindeer. Look at funny Rudolph, the others cried. His nose is bigger and redder than a tomato. And look how it shines. I brought my sled to play too, said Rudolph. Well, you can't play with us, laughed the reindeer. Poor Rudolph, pulling his sled, walked sadly away. One shiny tear slid down his cheek. The poor reindeer would not let Rudolph play in any reindeer games.
Yeah, as the song goes.
Yeah, I felt sorry for you, little dude.
Well, at least they accepted me in the end.
They sure did. Let's continue reading.
Maybe I could cover up my nose,
Rudolph said to himself.
I could put dirt on it. That way, at least it wouldn't glow.
He rubbed some dirt on his nose, but that didn't really help. Rudolph's nose would always be big and red and shiny. That night, Rudolph climbed into bed. He looked outside and saw a great fog covering the houses and trees. He couldn't even see the moon or stars.
Oh dear,
he sighed.
I hope Santa will be able to see in this fog. I want him to be sure to find my house.
Rudolph knew that he had been a good little reindeer. With that shiny nose, Rudolph could see through the fog. At the same time, far up north, Santa was busy packing his sleigh full of toys. He had to get ready for his big trip. I'm worried about all this fog, he mumbled to himself. I'm afraid it'll be too foggy to see. I'll have to fly slowly so I won't bump into anything. Then he called to his reindeer. Come on, Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, and hitched up. Comet, Cupid, Donner, and Blitzen. Off they flew, up and away. At first, they made good progress. The street lamps and house lights kept them on course. And Santa worked quickly, being sure to leave the right presents for each little girl and boy. Well, so far they were off to a good start, but all of a sudden... But by midnight, though, it was very dark. There were no stars to guide the sleigh, and the fog was thick. Santa was getting worried. Just then the sleigh arrived at Rudolph's house. It was so dark Santa couldn't see a thing. After almost falling down the chimney, Santa tried to find his way around the room. He tripped right over a chair. He made it to the first bedroom, checking to make sure he left the right toys. This was taking longer than he thought it would. What if he didn't make all the houses before morning? What if people started to wake up before he had finished his work? Poor Santa Claus is tripping in the dark. He can't see a thing because the house is so dark. Now Santa was very worried. He opened the door to the next bedroom. And what do you suppose he saw? This room was not dark at all. There was a glowing red light all over the room. Santa could see everything as clear as day. It wasn't a lamp that lighted the room. It wasn't the moon or stars making it glow. No, it was Rudolph's red nose. Santa's job in this room was easy. He he could see exactly which gift to leave for the little reindeer. He was happy when he went out the door, but the rest of the house was dark as ever. Then suddenly, Santa had a great idea. He went back to Rudolph's room and woke the little reindeer out of a sound sleep.
And this is where I come in to save the day.
It sure is. Rudolph couldn't believe his eyes. There, right next to his very own bed, was Santa. "Rudolph, you can save the day," said Santa. "The fog and darkness are slowing me down. I might not be able to make it to every house before morning."
But what can I do?
asked Rudolph. Santa said, "I need you to guide us through the fog. Your shiny nose will light the way." That was all Rudolph needed. Of course, he would help, wouldn't you? Quick as a wink, Rudolph wrote a note to his family. It said,
I have gone to help Santa. Don't worry, I'll be back by morning. Love, Rudolph.
Santa dashed away to bring his sleigh down to the lawn so Rudolph could join his reindeer team. Rudolph pranced out of the house, his red nose glowing. Santa said, "Rudolph, I'd like you to meet Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, and Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, and Blitzen." Santa's reindeer smiled and nodded, but they could not believe their eyes. Who had ever seen a reindeer with a big, shiny red nose? Santa hitched Rudolph to the front of his team and gave his reins a silvery jingle. Up, up, up they flew. Even with the fog, they could now fly quickly. Rudolph's nose made the whole world light up. Not once did they lose their way. Their work went so fast, Santa was able to finish filling the last doggies just as the sun peeped over the horizon. Way to go, Rudolph. The morning sun also woke up the reindeer at Rudolph's nose. Papa Reindeer was up first, and he found Rudolph's note. "What's this?" he said. "Our Rudolph has gone to help Santa Claus? Who would have ever thought of such a thing?"
"Our Rudolph?"
said Mama Reindeer. Word quickly spread through the town. The reindeer gathered outside Rudolph's house to wait for his return. "You mean Rudolph with the funny red nose is helping Santa Claus?" they asked. This was hard to believe. That quiet, lonely reindeer was really the hero of Christmas. Everyone knows that riding with Santa is the greatest honor a reindeer can have. Even his parents were surprised. Just then, the sleigh and its reindeer came in view. Down they flew, with Rudolph leading the way. What a cheer there was! All those reindeer who had teased Rudolph and made fun of him now waved and cheered as Santa's sleigh landed. When the sleigh pulled to a stop, Santa said, "Rudolph, I have never had a reindeer as brave as you. You went through the thickest fog and guided my sleigh. I would have been lost without you." Then the crowd shouted, "Hooray for Rudolph! Hooray for Rudolph! Speech! Speech!" But Rudolph, though a hero, was bashful. He was so embarrassed that even his nose glowed brighter than ever. Haha. Turns out Rudolph saved that Christmas. And there's a little something right here at the end. If you are very quiet on a foggy Christmas night, you may see a sleigh led by a glowing red light. You'll know for sure it's Santa. If on the roof you hear the quiet pitter-patter of his 9 reindeer. And that is the end.
That was a great story.
It sure was. So if you have any more information about Rudolph's adventure, leave us a comment on the video. We'll respond to all your comments as soon as possible.
Remember to keep subscribing to our channel for more videos, as we are getting the time and place to make them all for your entertainment.
Keep subscribing. We love y'all. Shall we end this with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Sure. You know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen.
But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then how the reindeer loved him as he shouted out quickly, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history. See y'all real soon. Stay tuned for more Storytime with the Beast. I'll see y'all very soon. Bye-bye. Take care.
See y'all later.